Happy Easter weekend. Happy Passover, but better off, I'd say, AJ. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday,
Happy Friday.
Israel.
From Lexington, Kentucky at the competitive sports fields, my name is Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava. We are very excited to bring you today's MCLA matchup between the University of Kentucky Wildcats and the North Carolina State University Wolfpack. We had a little bit of a special announcement to start off today's game, AJ. We have a very familiar face stepping back in net for the first time after a while.
Yes, we are very excited. We are very happy. We have every positive adverb in our vocabulary to describe and announce that goalie Connor France will be back in net for this game versus NC State. Ladies and gentlemen, can you believe it? Miracles are in order. Celebrations are in order. Israel, how great is this for Kentucky?
No, I mean, this is awesome. Connor France is an unreal goalkeeper, but a guy who, is great to just have on the team in general. All season, despite being out, he's been there, and, he's on the leadership board of this team, and he's never been afraid of being that vocal leader that this team needs. And so having him out on the field is going to be huge. And obviously, what Brooks Jenkins did in net the last few weeks, bringing Kentucky to 2 wins already was unbelievable, from him, and we weren't expecting to see that. And so now him doing that and opening that way for France to come right back in net and lead this Kentucky team, man, it's a great feeling. And I don't think there's a better day than today. I mean, it's beautiful out here.
No, it's amazing. And going off of what you said, Brooks Jenkins right now at 49% save rate. That's amazing for a freshman who was thrown into the scenario he was, but now Connor France is back to pick up right where he left off. He only played in 2 games this season.
About 1.5, really.
1.5,
yeah.
really, yes. The Virginia Tech and Clemson losses, and it's been about 5 weeks since he's touched the field. His role on the team has just been setting up the field, working the clocks, and also being that vocal leader and sideline player coach. But we're so happy to see him. We saw him warming up earlier just a couple minutes ago, and he looked all right to me, Israel.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's looking good, and he was excited, to come over earlier and let us know exactly, that he was getting that start today and that he was finally going to be able to come back onto the field. So we're really excited for him and really excited for this matchup. Both of these teams right now sit bottom of the Atlantic Lacrosse Conference in the MCLA. Kentucky sitting at 8th at 2-6 and 0-6 in the division, while NC State sits at 1-7 and also 0-6 in the division. So another cool thing today, AJ, we're going to get one of these teams get their first divisional win.
I know, and that means so much to these guys, I'm sure, getting their first divisional win at this point in the season. Someone's coming away empty-handed, and someone is coming away with a good day, good end to the day.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We are hoping it is the Wildcats.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, we do have that home team bias, I guess. You know what I mean? We can't really root for anybody else. But we're gonna take a few minutes here while the teams finish getting warmed up for the start of this game. Once again, my name is Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava. We'll let you guys watch these warm-ups here, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes. And the goalies are touching gloves here in Lexington, Kentucky. If you're just joining us, my name is Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava. We are here at the Competitive Sports Fields, and we are very excited to bring you today's matchup between the Kentucky Wildcats and the North Carolina State Wolfpack. AJ, what should you be excited for in today's matchup?
Well, I'm going to go with the obvious thing here, Israel. I'm going to go with Connor France starting in net for the first time in 5 weeks for the Wildcats. This is an exciting sight to see, but you're also going to have to see, is it too much? Is he going to fall under starting after a long break he's had? You know, all that momentum that usually a goalie has, like Brooks Jenkins, who's been playing back-to-back, is ready in and out all the time. But Connor France, he's been out of the game for a while, so is it going to come back like muscle memory, or is it going to take him a second to get in the flow of the game?
Well, you know, we're bound to find out as the face-off here is taken away by North Carolina State. It's Rourke Sullivan who secures it for the Wolfpack and brings it back over to their side of the field, but Kentucky comes away with the pickoff. Plosnock, Gazaldo, but it gets batted down before it connects. A little back and forth here to start the game, but it looks like North Carolina State will be able to settle it in for their first possession of the night.
And this is interesting to see. This is the first real offensive possession that a team can have set up now. So you're going to see their whole kind of way of offense that goes here. And here we go. Long pull up top. Dishes it off to number 6, Drew Schweitzer. Oh, no, they're playing a little two-man action up there as finally NC State is making some moves inside the shot down low, and it's Connor France with the first block back. You'd love to see it, absolutely. And now Chandler Newton is hauling downfield, trying to get this offense started. The pass back to Chandler. Too much sauce on it, but that's fine as Plosnock gets it back. Or no, that's Brady Knight with the ball now, who will dish it off to Peter Johnson. And now the Wildcats will slow the offense down, maybe get the right guys they want on the field. And sorry about the camera, ladies and gentlemen, we had to fix the lighting right there.
Got a little bright on us there for a second.
Yeah, but no worries because the Wildcats, they're looking bright here.
They are, able to set up their first stint on the offensive side. It's Wood Pierre out there with Felix Williams alongside Evan Rackmeal, Will Gazaldo as the attackman with John Plosnock, the freshman. Peter Johnson obviously down there as well, the anchor of that attack squad for Kentucky. Rackmeal passes it way down to Plosnock and X. He tries to skip it over the top to Johnson, whose shot doesn't connect, bounces off the goalkeeper's chest pad, but we have an injury down, and it looks like Johnson is hurt. And that is not what you want to see right now if you are anybody on the field, regardless of whether you're a Kentucky fan or a North Carolina State fan.
Now the trainer's coming out, but Peter Johnson helped up by his teammates.
And he looks like he's going to try and stay on the field, but no, trainer's going to pull him off and make sure that he's okay. Ref's going to call.
Smart decision there to come off. You always want to be safer.
Yeah, ref's going to make sure that everybody's squared away here. Peter makes it all the way off the field before they clear it from the back of the net.
And it was the Wolfpack with possession, so they're going to have it here. Still looking for anyone to pass it to, really.
You know, something really interesting about this Wolfpack team that I noticed when doing our, pregame research was they got a lot of goalies and they use them all. You know, they have a junior, Clay MacArthur, who started a lot of games this year, but today starting in net is the freshman Lucas Peterson as the shot bounces over the top. Connor France getting his first save of the day for Kentucky. But I found it very interesting, you know, that they're rotating a lot of goalies like that in their lineup. They do have a third one as well who's seen some minutes, the sophomore Colin Willis, as Kentucky with a fast break opportunity. It's Dylan Johnson. One down low to Peter Johnson, and his pass to Plosnock just slips over. So Kentucky unable to take advantage of the fast break, but Gazaldo there to bail him out. Corbel now turning inside, fires it down low, but the shot slips just outside. And Kentucky will regain possession. John Plosnock there coming away with the save. Turning around, X is Plosnock. He loses the ball on a good check from the Wolfpack. Now they're pressing up on offense. It's Stallings. He passes it one more. And the third pass on the fast break doesn't connect, and so Kentucky will pick it right back up.
That was almost a smooth fast break, and right there off the second pass, it would have been smart to take the shot there. That's probably the best look you were going to get off that fast break, but you know, a little too unselfish there, and that led to just the Wildcat clear.
Man, it's Chase Bullen getting smacked as a flag hits the ground, and so Kentucky will have an opportunity to take advantage of this possession. Really would be awesome to see them score here and then get the ball again. So we'll see what they make of it. Head coach Taylor McCown subbing on his stronger offensive players. It's Nick Spremberg, Evan Rackmeal subbing in. Spremberg takes a split dodge, drives inside, decides to pull it out instead.
And Rackmeal has about 35 seconds to do something.
And it's Wood who gets pushed back now. Turns to his right shoulder, trying to find a pass down low. Couldn't see anything. Now Rackmeal surveying. Plosnock. He turns it around the crease. Defended well. 18 seconds on the shot clock for Kentucky. And Gazaldo fires it over the top to, Wood Pierre, but he couldn't connect on the shot. And the ref is going to call a crease violation there on Pierre, and so this one will flip back over to the Wolfpack.
You know, Wood did look a little close there. Surprising he didn't get the shot to fall just to the far right, but a beautiful pass and setup from the Wildcat offense there. Great. Just great all around.
Yeah, you know, I'm not mad at all about that offensive possession. You know you're going to get the ball right back, and you know you're going to get it back being a man up. So you might as well, run that whole entire shot clock through to really try and, take advantage of your time and put the first goal of the game in. Weren't able to do that, but now they have a chance to really, really step up here. So the skip pass over the top hits Johnson, and he hits the back of the net, and Kentucky strikes first in Lexington.
Rackmeal looking like he has the vision of a hawk, getting that pass to fall between every single NC State player to Peter Johnson, who was just down a few minutes ago.
I know. I mean, unbelievable when you think about that from start to finish. That was a great feed by Rackmeal. I don't even know how he found Johnson all the way down there, but Peter Johnson knew he was ready to go, and he pumped that one into the top corner.
And now the Wildcats will set things off. The score 1-0 on the line is the first divisional win for both teams. Israel.
I know.
Man, we have a game.
We do, as Elliot Moore hits the center stripe against number 16, Graham Herman, for the Wolfpack.
It's Ty Corbel not giving up on that, but
Parker
NC
Kitts.
State.
Yeah, it's Parker Kitts for NC State securing it.
Now it's the Wolfpack working in X, trying to get a little ring around the rosy ball as
Haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
It really has been a while. But no, I mean, we haven't really seen a full offensive possession, a full shot clock possession yet from the Wolfpack. So I'm interested to see how they operate, how they work around, and it looks like they play very far as Dodge coming inside. Didn't really amount to anything from Schweitzer.
No, and now we're going to have a little turnaround. Connor France one-on-one, and it's NC State's number 55, Connor Hodgson, that got the shot to fall.
Yeah, I believe that's Hodgson.
Hodgson. I apologize.
I
apologize.
Okay.
That's his 16th goal on the year, leading scorer of the Wolfpack, and he was lucky there that he shook his defender and actually was able to get the one-on-one situation over France.
Yeah, and honestly, you can't really, put that one on France. A one-on-one with the goalkeeper is always going to be a really difficult task, so you can't really put that one fully on him, obviously. So
France has done great things. This Wolfpack team has managed to get about 4 shots off, and that's the first one that that they did get to fall.
Yeah, so it's a tie game in Lexington, just under 10 minutes to go.
Woo, and the sun is out.
Yeah, it absolutely is out. I can barely see the side of the field. We're going to do the best we can to get you this coverage here.
If anyone wants to donate sunglasses to the
Yeah,
cause,
seriously.
we'd appreciate it.
We would love it, although we cannot complain. This is the first beautiful day we've had this year. And,
Yes. In
you
the
know,
past 3 games, we've had cold,
rain, wind, and, yeah, everything, all of the above. So it's nice to have a nice, a little sunny day out here.
And now
Gazaldo for Kentucky. He's having himself another great year as one of the veteran leaders of this Wildcats squad. Felix Williams directing traffic on offense. Gets it back to Gazaldo. Rackmeal skips it over the top, and it's too high off the pass attempt to Peter Johnson, so the Wolfpack will take over. It's number 45, Dylan Kesselring, clearing it for NC State.
Kesselring, like the Kessel Run from Star Wars.
I'm glad you're making this joke again, so hopefully somebody else can understand it, because I'm sorry, I don't watch Star Wars. I can't relate.
I mean, how could you? A space wizard, Jedi, knight kind of thing. That's more me than it is you, I will say.
No, I'd say so.
I have that Anakin Skywalker aura, but
all right,
the
I'm
score
going to pretend like you did not say that. Anywho,
Mason Pugh with the ball here.
Driving in on Bullen.
NC State working up high here, and that's number 6. Drew Schweitzer again with the ball. Dishes off to the middle, back to Pugh. The shot too far right. Woo, that was a rocket in net.
Yeah, it was, man. France was ready for it, though. I mean, you could tell he's locked in right now, despite letting in that first one. You kind of need to let one in before you can really do great work in net, as Lucas Alfredo comes away with a takeaway but slips and falls, but not too long before he gets a flip up to Bullen. And so Kentucky comes away with a clear.
Mostly uncontested, too.
And Bullen likes his numbers as he gets it into Johnson, who goes behind the back and in. Peter Johnson tallies his second goal on the night. Oh, no, did he not? Oh,
Crease
no,
violation.
No. France able to step out in front of the net and get the ball as he loses it, so he hurries back in. I cannot believe that was in the crease, AJ. That was a beautiful pass and a beautiful shot by Peter Johnson.
It really was, and his bench cheering him on, saying, "Do it again, Pete," and I'm sure he's going to want the chance to.
Yeah, absolutely. I would not be shocked. In the last meeting between these two teams, NC State came away with the win 22-10, but Peter Johnson had 3 goals in that matchup.
Unclear of what the call is here, but
I know,
Wildcat ball, so I won't complain.
Seriously, I was looking at my spot sheet as Plosnock heads down the center of the field. Gazaldo, one more down low, gets it to Johnson, and he goes just over the top. Well defended by NC State on the shot from Johnson.
Peter Johnson taking 3 shots already this game. Has 1 to fall. And I'm sure we are going to see plenty more opportunities from the sophomore.
Absolutely. Last season, was tied here for, I believe, the team high in goals. No, he led. You're right. Yeah, he led with 39 goals last season as a freshman. So obviously extremely impressive stuff from the sophomore from Boynton Beach, Florida, standing at 6'3", 185. And I will say that frame has got a lot to do with his ability to bully his opponents down low, as the pass comes over the middle to Spremberg, but unable to hold on. So the Wolfpack will take it away. Ball hits the ground. Pierre and Rackmeal trying to get it, but it's eventually scooped up by the Wolfpack. That's Zach Berg, the senior midfielder. And they're going to take their time because they got a whole lot of defense on the field right now.
Well, you say take their time, and then turns on the afterburners there as
And
the ball goes out of bounds.
And an unreal check right there from Chandler Newton to knock that ball out of bounds. And Kentucky will take it right back. It's France. He gets it down to center of the field. It secures it to Wood Pierre. He's got nobody on him, but the Wolfpack fill up the center of the defense right now. Just under 5 minutes to play in the first quarter here, under 50 seconds on Kentucky's shot clock. It's a tie game, 1-1. If you're joining us more recently, my name is Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava, bringing you Kentucky Wildcats lacrosse all season. As Felix Williams gets the pass inside to Johnson, and his rip hits the stick of the goalkeeper, Peterson. And Johnson's all over it tonight, man. That's already 4 shot attempts from him. Was going to be 2 goals if he didn't put a foot in that crease, as the pass from Peterson goes loose and ends up back in the stick of Johnson. So here comes Kentucky again on offense. And they're possessing a lot right now.
Yes, if I had to guess, I'd say they've had ball on the offensive side of the field about 70% of this first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, and it seems like the only opportunities that the NC State is getting right now are on fast break chances. Obviously, besides that one-on-one that came from X for their lone goal. But Kentucky really taking their time, using the full shot clock here.
And, man, it is bright out here.
Yeah, and it's hot, man. I won't lie. I'm starting to sweat. We got no fancy press box, no AC, and we're both wearing long sleeves. Don't know why we decided to do that.
Oh, the shot by Gazzaldo.
Gazzaldo came right off the ankles of Peterson. That was a good find by Plosnock.
You know, if we want to talk about the Sun in an analytical way, is Peter Johnson's not happy with that call.
Yeah, he's not
there.
happy. He's saying that he got pushed out on that one.
You know, it actually makes it harder for the Wildcats on offense because, of course, facing the direction of the sun, every single player in blue and white is going to have a tougher time aiming that ball to the goal.
Yeah, and Parker Kitts, by the way, just had absolutely no problem running that one over to get the ball to the Wolfpack. A little bit of Ty Corbel, you know. Uncontested run all the way down the center of the field.
I'd say Ty's faster.
I'd say Ty's faster. A little stronger, a little meaner, you know, a little grittier.
He is
but that's just, you know, that's a good, I'll take it. I like that. So Andrew Rankin out there defending against Oliver Spey, the freshman midfielder.
And now we're seeing good minutes from Cooper Wilds here.
Oh, man. An absolute rip. Nails the top corner on the shot from Zach Berg. And he puts the Wolfpack up 2-1 here in the first quarter.
I will say.
What will you say, AJ?
You know what? I have nothing to say.
He's got nothing to say.
No.
He's got nothing to say. That was a very impressive shot on the run to hit the top corner, and that's what I'll say.
Israel was the reason I didn't feel like saying anything after that.
What?
Because he looked me dead in my eyes and said, "What do you want to say?"
I want to know what you want to say, AJ. God forbid.
It sounded sarcastic.
I'm sorry. It wasn't sarcastic. Wasn't meant to be condescending, AJ. You're my friend at the end of the day.
For context, Israel put his hand on my shoulder and looked me in the eyes when
You're
he
not
said
supposed
that.
to say that part. Elliot Moore at the center stripe for the face-off against Stone Hensley, the sophomore Fogo. And Hensley comes away with it, but it's batted down by Corbel, and they're fighting for it. And Corbel, what did we just talk about? As the strength from Ty, he fires it. He gets it in! Ty Corbel ties it up in this ball game. And it is 2-2 between the Wildcats and the Wolfpack.
Oh, my goodness. Talk about great timing and making the most of what you have to do in the situation that you are presented. Oh, my goodness. Ty Corbel.
And he just made us sound like the smartest people on earth, by the way, talking about how strong he is and how good he is at getting downfield. And he goes in there and ties this ball game up.
And speaking of making the most of your opportunities, that's just Ty's 4th shot on the year, and now his 3rd goal. So
yeah,
75%.
That's pretty impressive. I'll take it.
Let's put him on attack.
Yeah, seriously. No, I mean, if we didn't need him for those clears and how good of a defender he was, I'd say go for it. Very versatile player, really useful all over the field.
And now the defense is needed again. We're tied 2-2. NC State has a full shot clock. They're now running with 55 seconds left. Let's see what happens here if the Wildcats can capitalize on all this momentum that they
nice
just
pick.
Got in the past 2 minutes.
That was a great pick set there by number 77, Mason Pugh. But, Caden Wilson ran right through him, kind of knocked him over. Love to see it, though.
Now it's AJ Hart driving down the lane, fakes the pass, the shot, and
nice
it's stuffed by Connor France.
Yeah, that was a great stop by France, getting down on a knee and popping that one out. Alfredo loses his stick, though. And Big Red tries to come inside. Kentucky down on numbers. The shot attempt comes way out in front. And the Wolfpack hold on to it.
75 seconds left on the shot clock. Great recognition from Connor France to be in the spot you need to be before the shot even comes your way. Now that's what you get from a junior goalie like Connor France, who has the experience and is ready for these moments. Like we said, 5 weeks since he's been back on the field. But I talked earlier about, will he have the muscle memory back? Looks like he does.
Yeah, looks like he's got no problem with it right now. As you know, France is somebody who last year would step out of net and lay a hit in front of the goal, and they get back in net and make another save. I mean, he's just an unbelievable player as Chandler Newton brings it all the way back around for the Wildcats. Skips it way over top to Gazaldo. 20 seconds left in the quarter. Gazaldo turning inside, loses the ball, and it's scooped up by the Wolfpack. Gilly throw over the middle of the field. And it falls right into the stick of North Carolina State. And Connor Hodgson on a lucky Gilly pass. Ball falls right into the head of his stick. And he nets it for the Wolfpack.
What a pass.
I mean,
that was the length of the whole field.
And I mean, I hate to be that guy. That was pretty lucky. I mean, about 3 bounces before that one hit the head of Hodgson's stick. But, I mean, regardless, impressive if you can pull it off. You know what I mean? Especially with how much time is left in this first quarter.
Yeah, about 3 seconds left now. So just enough time to win the face-off and then launch it as soon as you get it. And it will be NC State who does just that, launches it. But that is the end of the first quarter we have here. Pretty active on both sides. NC State leading the Kentucky Wildcats 3-2. I am AJ Nava. To my right is Israel Schill, and we have MCLA lacrosse here on this Friday in Lexington on Easter weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful day out here, beautiful weekend for some lacrosse, finally getting into the spring weather in Lexington. But let's talk a little more about this matchup here. Something I do want to highlight in North Carolina State's lone win this year. They, defeated New Hampshire. Shout out New Hampshire. I had to do it. Shout out New Hampshire. A 14-13 win in overtime. And, that's obviously an impressive win to get. And in that game, Connor Hodgson, 5 goals and 3 assists, really impressive. But what I really noticed here was that the game-winning golden goal that was scored in overtime to surge the Wolfpack past the Wildcats, UNH Wildcats that is, was New Hampshire native Dan O'Brien. That's pretty cool stuff, man. Scoring the game winner against your state school that you grew up against.
Yeah, I mean, he's the.
You think if they put you in there against the University of Hawaii, you go in there and put some numbers up?
I'd crush.
You'd crush?
Absolutely.
No, regardless.
Mostly because no one in Hawaii plays lacrosse, and I'd be the only guy out there that does.
Well, hey, I mean, and you haven't played either, so.
Well, yeah, no.
But we don't have to.
No,
we don't.
No,
We don't.
you didn't have to out me like that.
No, it's okay. We don't have to talk about that. No.
Yeah. Dan O'Brien, fourth leading scorer
anyways,
on this team.
Dan O'Brien, impressive. An impressive outing. Scored the game winner. Has 7 goals, 5 assists on the year. The 4th leading scorer on this team, the senior midfielder. But that's NC State's lone win right now, and they're still yet to get a win in conference play. But Kentucky, in a very similar spot, have only 2 wins on the year against Western Michigan, and a 16-5 win, and then a 9-8 upset win against Pittsburgh, who had received top 25 votes in the week prior to that game, coming in at about 23. So both of these teams are really eager to try and get that first conference win, and it's really huge because realistically, with where both of these teams' records are at, I think whoever might win this game is saving themselves from last place in the division.
Oh, absolutely. And the refs are signaling both teams to get back on the field. And it's good news for all the fans in attendance because the second quarter is now underway. A lot on the line for both teams. No one wants to finish in last place, and this is really going to help your case if you can get the dub over either the ones in black and red or the ones in blue and white.
Absolutely. Now, that first quarter, we saw 3 goals scored by the Wolfpack, 2 goals scored by Kentucky. Kentucky's goal.
I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. There is a lot of bugs on this table, and I'm getting real tired of them. I had to really
Yeah, and there goes my whole statement that I was going to make before the opening faceoff because you punched the table.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Anyways.
Things have been going wrong. Like the remote and the camera haven't been working. The bugs are in my face.
Oh, man. The face-off there was won by Julius Bayo. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, of NC State. And they'll have it on offense. It's number 55, Connor Hodgson, who scored 2 goals in the opening frame with it. And AJ's having some remote struggles right now. And did he find the hot spot?
I think the batteries are low.
I don't think the batteries are low. These are brand new batteries.
You bought.
As the shot hits the top corner of the net from North Carolina State. That one is Zach Berg.
Zach
Berg.
Berg.
That's the second one of the day for him.
That now puts him at 16 goals, 4 assists on the year. Second leading scorer of this team. And, man, even Israel can't find the sweet spot of this
Hold on,
camera.
let me get under this wire here.
We apologize, ladies and gentlemen, but we're trying.
What happened?
Yeah. See what I'm saying? There is no sweet spot.
Huh?
We are going to try our best to commentate this game as if this was a radio broadcast now. So the face-off is being taken by Clay Stambaugh, and he gets the first clean win of the game.
I fixed it.
Tries to spin out of the double team. Lucky that it's still in the Wildcat possession here. And now they're going to get their first chance at offense here in the second quarter as Peter Johnson nearly loses the pass. Ball still on the ground. It's anyone's. It's kicked away. NC State looks like they might have it, but no. Yes, they do. And it's NC State's number 0, Rourke Sullivan, who's taking the ball the long stick down the floor. And now, successful clear by NC State. Do you want me to take the remote back, Israel?
Yeah, it's working. You just got to
okay, I know where I
just got to
need
get to the right
now.
spot, you know. Wow, and look at that. That we can't really control, I will say. The sun is hitting the lens perfectly. I do want to apologize for this lens glare we got going on here, but we're going to pretend like it never happened. And North Carolina State trying to put themselves up by 3 as they get a late one in the first quarter and an early one in the second quarter. Is the pass down to X, and the shot coming, but no good. Stopped by France. That shot attempt coming from Hodgson. He's trying to net another one.
Ooh. And now,
Lucas Alfredo.
Finally
Big Red. Big Red cradling it down to center field. Finds Felix Williams. He's holding it at the top of the box. Kentucky subbing on offensive personnel. It's Rackmeal coming on. Spremberg setting up to come in next for Dylan Johnson. Rackmeal has it in the top left corner. Spremberg with it. Now it's Williams. Felix Williams sticking his left hand, turning back to his shoulder. Finds Rackmeal. Do I need to keep calling this like radio? No, we got the camera. I didn't realize the camera was over there. I'm calling it like radio. Felix Williams has it. Rackmeal skips it to Spremberg, but unable to connect. Peter Johnson tried to save it as it went out, but couldn't grab it either. So NC State will have a chance with it. It's Parker Kitts, the defensive midfielder.
And Peter Johnson right in his grill, right in front of your screen. A hard hit there, and I'm sorry that we can't show the rest because we thought we found the camera sweet spot, but we don't anymore.
I don't understand how it worked flawlessly the first quarter.
I don't understand how it worked flawlessly for about 6 games now. Or, no, the whole season.
The whole season. As the Wolfpack have it on offense. It's number 23, Oliver Spey. Wrapping around to the right side of the field, penetrating on his defender. Gets a pass inside. Defended well. Kentucky swarming. Shot goes over the top of the net, but rebounded by the Wolfpack. Second shot, stopped by France. And that one goes outside to the right of the net. And Kentucky is able to get possession. It's Caden Wilson. Passes it over the top to Corbel. We know what he can do when he's clearing it. Skips it over the top one more. Peter Johnson has it. And Corbel again with it. Kentucky subbing on a few guys.
Whew, and we
First
have
the Evan
camera.
rack meal. We have camera. Okay, cool.
I wouldn't count on it staying like that, though.
That's okay. Now Kentucky really could use one here, and they really need to take their time, because it seems like if they take too much time, they're not able to get a shot off that they seem to have not liked before. You know what I mean? But also they need to just take attempts when they get them, as the check over the middle on Wood Pierre. That one from David Agallo. That was a good check. Found him right down the middle.
You talked about how the Wildcats should rush, excuse me, what'd you say? I already forgot what you said.
Well, I said it seems like, they're taking a lot of time and
Oh,
the shot
yeah.
clock and using it all, but not getting quality shots within that time frame.
I will say it's only the second quarter, down 2. You can use a lot of time. It's not the end of the world if you do use the whole shot clock there. But to piggyback off what you said, yes, absolutely. If you're going to use the entire shot clock, get a great shot. Don't settle.
Yeah, exactly, and especially when Kentucky doesn't often run multiple guys behind X to be able to be there if those shots, go over the top or go too far. And I guess I stand mistaken. No, as they're rotating a little bit there in X, but you'll see a lot of the time just one guy as the shot from Gazaldo slides, and right there in this scenario, John Plosnock was there to be able to get Kentucky the ball back. But if that shot had come off the other side, there's a good chance that North Carolina would have ended up with that one. So it's really case by case scenario, as Gazaldo tried to go around the back, but it came off the face mask of Peterson.
Now the Wildcats have 37 seconds left to get a shot here and try to put it within 1. And it's Wood Pierre fumbling the ball.
Man, I know he loved what he saw there for a quick second, as Gazaldo surveying the top of the field. Back into the stick of Pierre. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Spremberg finds Johnson down low. He wraps around the net, and a stuff by the goalkeeper, Peterson. Unbelievable save, following that one right out of Johnson's stick and right into his.
But Peter Johnson, he's not one to back down. You see, after every possession, he's right there to try to defend and get the ball back.
Spremberg trying to defend Bird. This Parker Bird. And an offsides call on the Wolfpack. So this one will turn back over to the Wildcats, and it's Chandler Newton. Bobbled it at first, but gets it now. Chandler Newton, look at that beautiful new stick he got. His little bounce pass, getting a little crafty there on the bounce pass to Plosnock, yeah. And a timeout there called by Kentucky. Head coach Taylor McCown decided he needs a minute to talk things over, so we're going to take a minute here while these coaches are able to tell the guys what they need. My name is Israel Show alongside AJ Navo. We'll be right back. We are back here in Lexington, Kentucky. My name is Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava, where the North Carolina State Wolfpack are currently leading the Kentucky Wildcats 4-2 in the second quarter of play. Now, AJ and I just found out exactly why our camera is not working, thanks to a fan over here who helped us out and does this for a living. So shout out. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We're going to have to wait till halftime, though, to make that adjustment. So we're going to struggle for a few more minutes here, but we appreciate it regardless, and we will be better.
We will be better.
We will be better.
This next 8 minutes will be a hassle, but I promise the second half is the best half, and it's the half where the Wildcats are going to come back from this 2-4 deficit.
And have typically, honestly, have played well in the second half this season. We've seen a lot of their wins come off of strong second half performances. And so I'm really excited to see what they can do. As pass from Plosnock goes way over the top there, being chased down by Jake Williams.
You know, I don't make promises for nothing, people. I promise what I say always has merit to it.
I like that. I like the confidence. North Carolina State on a fast break opportunity as a wham, absolute rip of a shot from Zach Berg. Sailed way over the top of the net. He wound that thing up like he was trying to kill Connor France.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
I mean, that should be the goal of every attackman, is take the head off of the guy in the net, so that way the ball goes in the back of the net. And
yeah, I mean, you
whatever happens to the goalie is whatever happens.
I guess you could look at it. You can look at it that way, as North Carolina State had another chance to get inside, but didn't make it happen. It's Connor Hodgson. Skips it over the top
to Pugh.
And Pugh swims over, cuts back. Defended well by Corbel, forcing him to X. Hodgson again, turning inside, gets the shot, goes to the backside, and picked up by Caden Wilson.
Kentucky defense working wonders in this second half. Though the Wolfpack has gotten in close, that hasn't equaled a good shot for them.
Dylan Johnson right now has it for Kentucky, trying to find someone to get it to. Felix Williams subbing in. But one on, coming in hot, is Agayo. As the defensive midfielder knocks it away, and North Carolina State's Rourke Sullivan has it. Sullivan looking for the pass and decides to pull it out. Didn't like what he saw. Sullivan hounded right now by Lucas Alfredo. And his pass skips over to the wrong side of the field. NC State needs to get it over. And a pass almost hit the ref. Goodness gracious. And Cam Williams scooped it up. Ball back on the ground. And a hold. And that one's going to be in favor of Kentucky. Chandler Newton passes it over the top to Bates. Logan Bates pushing down the center. And puts it in the protection of Peter Johnson. Pulling it way out is Johnson. And it's Newton sneaking inside. Chandler Newton passes it down to Gazaldo. Back up to Plosnock. And you know every time Chandler Newton has the ball running down in there, he wants to score. He's looking to score. We've seen him do it, and we know it's possible. As the skip pass down to Gazaldo connects.
This possession looks very promising for the Wildcats. 40 seconds left.
Yeah, plenty of time. As Rackmeal lost it, but was able to regain at the top of the box.
And here in the last seconds, you're going to see the adrenaline kind of kick, and let's take your pick at who's going to take this shot. Maybe Plosnock here, as it goes right back to him.
And now it's Bates with it. Again, Kentucky working it around. 18 seconds on the shot clock, and the ball on the pass from Bates to Rackmeal goes over his head and out of bounds.
And we just talked about this earlier. If you are going to use the entire shot clock, you have to find a great shot, or else you just wasted 80 seconds of valuable play time, especially in this down 2-goal situation.
What a spin right there from Tyler Huang. And he gets the shot inside, stopped by France. And it almost rolled back inside the net, but France was able to hold on. But he's hounded right now by Hodgson. France dumps it over the top to Alfredo. Lucas Alfredo jogging it up the alley. Finds Wilson. Caden Wilson pushing inside. And gets it to Peter Johnson, who goes inside one more to Gazaldo, but the ball slips just past the head of his stick and rolls to the very, very back corner.
Ooh, I might swerve in that corner. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And now Ty Corbel with the ball. He's looking to get it in close to Peter Johnson. Breaks one defender. Shot just low off the ankle of the NC State goalie, number 33, Lucas Peterson.
That was an unreal kick save from Lucas Peterson. We're seeing some great stuff from him tonight as Johnson turns the corner again. Double covered, pops it out to Corbel. He fires and bounces it too low in front of the net. But Plosnock is there.
And it will stay Wildcat possession. 65 seconds left.
And this is
the most action we've had in one offensive possession this quarter.
But this is also what you need to see from Kentucky is when you're taking the shots, you're there to be there when they go out of bounds, and you could take another one.
Yes.
But you could tell these guys are gassed. Plosnock's got his hands over his head right now.
And
but no time to no time to get too tired. You only got a few more minutes left before halftime starts here, and you want to try to cut this deficit to 1. Spremberg. Johnson.
The pass was initially caught, but then dropped by Johnson. And a very unfortunate scenario there for the Wildcats is now the Wolfpack is making good on their name. And
Drew Schweitzer, sorry.
They're getting it down the field, and we apologize again for the glare. I'm going to try to fix that right now.
It's not much you can do about that one, to be honest. We got the sun setting with no clouds right in front of our face. And a timeout, I believe. But I can't tell you who called it. My assumption would be North Carolina State because they had possession of the ball.
Yeah, yes, we would say that. Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the kind of subpar broadcast we've put on today for y'all, but I have to say I am loving this sunset right now. This is the most beautiful game we've had all season.
Last game was a good comparison. I will say that game against that James Madison game where the sun was setting real nice and the horizon was good, and we also didn't get a lot of this glare. But hopefully in just a few minutes, well, it'll be longer than just a few minutes, huh? This sun will peek over the horizon, and we won't have to worry about it too long.
So once again, I am AJ Nava. To my right is Israel Schill. We have Kentucky Wildcats, who are 2-6, facing off versus the North Carolina State Wolfpack, who are 1-7. Both fighting for that first divisional win this season. Both 0-6 in their conference or division, excuse me. Along the line here, and also along the line is history. These two teams have faced each other plenty of times. Last year, in fact, was the last time. 404 days ago, these teams faced off in Raleigh, North Carolina. It was the Wolfpack that did get the win in their last meeting. It was just not what you wanted to see from the Wildcats to score 22-10. But that was a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
The teams are very different now.
Teams are very different. And I'm excited, you know what I mean? I'm really excited to see how these teams fare in the second half.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, we have a few minutes left to go here in the second frame, but I mean, obviously, you know, like we said earlier, Kentucky's a second-half team, you know, which is just what we've noticed throughout the year. And they put on these good performances, but they really kick it into gear in the last half.
Would you say last half or second half?
Well, the second half is the last half of the game.
Yes, but
so
I guess both.
It is
work.
a synonym.
Good vernacular.
A synonym is not a display of a good vernacular. You learned that word in like second grade, AJ.
And now NC
I don't know what they're teaching you at Texas, but
NC State with
yeah,
some ring around the rosy
that's
ball.
That's what I thought. No, just kidding, AJ.
I doubt you learn anything in New Hampshire.
We don't need to pull up the education rates right now, but it's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you want to? We can.
And now
that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Working an X is the Wolfpack trying to find something, but Kentucky is actually hounding the crease very well. They're in close, not wanting to get NC State a clear shot in these final just under a minute 30 left in this second quarter in this first half.
Hodgson gets it down low on the shot attempt against France. Doesn't go.
And it's the Wildcats with possession.
Gets it up to Cooper Wilds. He fires it over the top, and it's Corbel. He skips it over the middle to Johnson. Kentucky with great ball movement right now. Gets it to Williams. And it goes to Chandler Newton, but he couldn't grab on. But able to recover.
And the Wildcats are going to reset here, try to get a smooth offensive lineup as Chandler Newton is coming off, and so is Dylan Johnson. And
a
will
timeout called there by head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats, Taylor McCown.
So after this timeout, you will see Peter Johnson and Will Gazaldo come into the lineup and hopefully able to get this within one with just under a minute left in this first half.
We're going to take a minute break here while these two teams talk it over. We'll be right back. Once again, I'm Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava. Welcome back to Lexington, Kentucky. My name is Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava, where the Kentucky Wildcats are currently facing off against the North Carolina State University Wolfpack. Wolfpack leading right now 4-2 on this beautiful Friday evening at the competitive sport fields.
And we are just coming out of a timeout called by the Kentucky Wildcats. They recognize that this likely the second to last possession of the half, and they want to make the most of it. They subbed on all their big hitters. Peter Johnson is now going in close, dishes it off to Felix Williams, trying to find something, any pass that he likes as he's going around.
Yeah, and Kentucky's had a really hard time of penetrating inside. They've been able to get some cuts in, but when they can't connect on the passes. As Gazaldo's pass down low to Jake Williams bounces off his stick and rolls out of bounds.
And unfortunate that we've seen a few too many of those type of turnovers from the Wildcats as the long pass from NC State
bounces into the stick of Caden Wilson, who gets it back over to Evan Rackmeal. And
we are unsure of what the whistle was there.
I think that's halftime, no?
It's halftime.
Is it the halftime whistle? That was a weak halftime whistle there, if it was.
Yeah, that is a wow, I don't really have words for that.
Yeah, it appears to be halftime here. And,
okay.
All right. Well, we're going to take a few minutes here and try and fix some of our camera issues. We appreciate you all for bearing with us, and we will be back in a few minutes for some more action.
Don't tell me.
Welcome back to Lexington, Kentucky. My name is Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava. We are bringing you the Kentucky Wildcats versus the NC State Wolfpack. NC State currently leading 4-2 in this matchup after the first half, but we are about to get the third quarter underway. And AJ, we're in for a great second half.
We're in for a great second half for many reasons. One is now you saw in the final minutes of the second quarter that both teams kind of had tired legs under them. So now they've had a good 10 minutes to rest up, get some water, find a game plan, and get things going here. And second reason why this second half is going to be so fun is our camera equipment is now working at
Yes.
full capacity.
Shout out to the, I believe it's an NC State parent over there who does this for a living and is helping us out. But, helped us put a little sun hood on our sensor here, a little hood, stop some of the glare on the camera. It's not perfect, but it's definitely much better than it was before.
It's not perfect, but it's ours, and we love it.
And we love it, man. And NC State won the opening face-off of the second half, but Kentucky now working with it and taking it slow. They got a lot of time here, about 55 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Yes, it's the first possession of the second half. No reason to really rush and force a shot, really, is Wood Pierre kind of makes me eat my words there, just rushing into near the crease. But now another reset here. Evan Rackmeal with the ball. Back to Gazaldo.
Yeah, and NC State right now is playing a crazy slide defense as Wood Pierre thought he had the ball in his stick there on the shot attempt, but didn't, and a flag is down. And that one will be against Kentucky. So now NC State is working with a chance to really make it count. David Aguayo is cradling it for the Pack.
And same thing here. The Wolfpack taking their time, deciding to find a good shot. But on the other side, Kentucky puts on Ty Corbel. They are getting all their defenders out there to combat what the Wolfpack will probably like to do here, which is maybe getting close, wrap around X, and get a shot like they did so many times in the first half.
Yeah, and this was a low-scoring first half compared to a lot of the other games we've seen this year. So I'm interested to see if we see an influx in shot attempts here as, man, heck of a shot fake there from the Wolfpack.
Mason Pugh fooled me with that.
Yeah, Mason Pugh working again with it. As he turns inside and hits the side of the pole. You know what they say, a goalie's best friend is the pole above his head and the pole to his left and right. And it looks like a push there is called.
Not sure who it's on because if I heard correctly, the referee yelled number 30 white, but there is no number 30 white.
That's a heck of a point there. But looking over here now, it looks like Wood Pierre is in the penalty box.
So that flag that happened earlier may have been a push on Wood.
Yes, so that's what that is, and yes, you know what? I totally forgot about that original flag. So yes, Wood Pierre will be serving a penalty here as Kentucky's man down, and a great stop by Connor France. So Kentucky looking to burn the clock on this one. Ty Corbel, working with it,
sprinting,
turning on the Jets. Look at Ty Corbel go. He feeds it down inside to number 41. 41? We don't got a 41 on our roster.
Now this
is a predicament that I didn't expect to be in today.
This is a question that we are going to have very soon. Some text will be sent out, ladies and gentlemen, and we will figure out who's wearing number 41. No kid is left out on this broadcast.
Yes, no kid is left out on this broadcast, but seriously, we don't have a number 41 on our spot sheet, so we got some questions. We got some questions for a lot of people here.
But one question
and
we don't have.
My heart would break if he scores a goal and we can't say his name. As, man, Gazaldo fires one for the top corner, but sails it over the top of Peterson.
And we have 30 seconds left on the shot clock here as the Wildcats will have their second chance in one possession to get a good shot.
Swims his defender.
And Peter Johnson,
Back to Gazaldo.
You saw Felix Williams try to go right down the middle as Peter Johnson couldn't find him because of how congested that lane is.
Yeah, North Carolina doing a great job at tightening up when Kentucky gets inside, as Spremberg tried to get a bouncer. And Kentucky closest to that one going out, so they'll pick it back up with 5 seconds on the shot clock. And it got passed right into the stick of Peterson as Johnson was pushed into the crease. So Kentucky will actually get the ball back on a loose ball push, I believe, or a push without possession on North Carolina.
Yeah,
so
we're not sure exactly who that was, but we do know.
As we get a 60 seconds on the shot clock here. And Will Gazaldo has it for the Wildcats. So Kentucky right back at it again. And they've been working very far out of the box more recently, and I feel like they're really able to space it out and get those cutters in if they can pull the defense out to where they don't want to be.
But I think this team is at their best when they find something in X, maybe wrap around or a pass to the right for a quick shot.
No, I agree. I mean, you see a lot of the shots that are successful from this Kentucky team coming from X as Johnson finds Gazaldo, who sails it far and out.
And you have to
look at the dive there by the unknown Wildcat. Oh no, AJ, this is breaking my heart.
No,
this is truly breaking my heart.
But to go back with the Wildcat offense and how they're working outside, it also takes more energy when you have a guy like Peter Johnson who has to fight and spin his way all the way to just a few feet outside the crease from really the midpoint of the field.
That's a great point. This Rackmeal throws a couple fake passes, likes the matchup with the short stick, but gives it up to Williams. He fires it down low, and another amazing stop by Lucas Peterson, the freshman goalkeeper from Raleigh, North Carolina.
You know, Lucas Peterson actually has a 53% save rate on the season.
That's unreal for a freshman goalie, seeing his first action in the MCLA this year. Obviously the highest level of club lacrosse that you can reach.
These guys are professionals. There's no doubt about it at all. You see in the way they warm up, prepare for games. You see it in the passion of how they set up the field themselves before each and every game and then pack it up themselves after each and every win and loss.
Absolutely. I mean, really, there's not a lot of sports, and obviously you look at the varsity sports across collegiate athletics, and none of those guys are out there setting up their field for the game and cleaning up late afterwards and then going home and working a full-time job and going to class and doing all their homework while maintaining, relationships and social life. It's really tough for these guys, but, it shows a lot of resilience, and it's great character development. And you hate to use those words of character development, but it really goes to show, what's really important to care about.
And NC State can't develop this offense. 10 seconds left on the shot clock and a trip and fall, but a flag thrown on two sides of the field. Both referees saw that may have been a trip on the Wildcats, and so NC State will have a second chance at this long-winded possession that they have had so far. 9 minutes left in the third quarter. This is Wildcat Lacrosse, brought to you by the Wildcat Lacrosse team.
Yeah, seriously. We'd love to have commercials, have sponsors, have, ways to make us some money, and then, you make sure you guys don't have to listen to our voice some more. But unfortunately, nobody gets that pleasure, so you get to hear more of us. And this broadcast is sponsored by AJ Nava and Israel Schill.
I could do a commercial jingle for us.
No, we don't need to. Well, maybe in the next time out, I'd love to hear this jingle, AJ, honestly.
I'll start working on it.
You better start thinking, because you got about 8 minutes to figure it out. As the shot attempt hits the back of the net.
Ooh.
So France rolls out and secures it and puts it in the trusting hands of Ty Corbel.
And Ty just looks so majestic coming down this field.
He's
with
like a gazelle.
Yes, he is.
Like a cheetah.
But he can't find anyone to pass it to. He's kind of stuck there.
Kentucky only has 4 guys on offense, but Chandler Newton rolls up to help him out. And he'll rotate back off. It's Wood Pierre. Likes his matchup with the short stick. Jumps inside. Gets the shot off, but it's just to the right side of the net and no good. Will Gazaldo closest to that one. So he'll scoop it up. And Kentucky working on offense. 51 seconds on the shot clock. Very low scoring game right now, 4-2, and they could use it as Gazaldo sails it over the top of the net. And for a second right there, I thought he was going to make me look great when I told him that they could use it, and he got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is actually, if the score stays how it is, which of course we hope it doesn't. We hope the Wildcats get 3 more under their belts. But if the score does stay, this will be the lowest scoring match of either team this season.
Yeah, and I believe right now with the 6 points, this is lower than any single team has scored in a lot of these matchups all year, as Kentucky is still working way wide and outside. Rackmeal to Plosnock to Gazaldo. He puts it in the left hand, finds a man in X. Ball comes loose, and Peterson picks it up. Agayo finds it over the top. And a nice clear by the Wolfpack. And I feel like, the pace of this game is so much different than what we're used to seeing from this Kentucky team. It seems like North Carolina State is really drawing them out into these long possessions that they're not used to, as France gets down and dirty for the save. And the clear pass over the top to Bullen is being chased down as he's tripped. But no call or anything, and Bullen is on the ground.
And unfortunate there is it looked from here an obvious trip there, and
yeah, Bullen is
down.
Holding that.
He's hurt.
Yeah, and he is holding that left leg.
And we're gonna keep the camera away from there because this is not a pretty sight to see.
Not at all. As trainer runs out onto the field.
We have trainers and staff coming out. Chase Bullen, the freshman D-mid from Annapolis,
earning his minutes this year as a freshman, standing at 5'9", 140 pounds, not a huge guy, but has really made it worth it.
Yeah, he's such a good help. 3 caused turnovers, 6 ground balls on the season. You can really count on this guy to make the most of his minutes that he's on the field. And
Bullen able to get up, but he is being helped off the field, and he cannot put any weight on that left leg. Well, it's great to see Bullen able to walk it off. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. And his guys are going to be playing for him for the rest of this game.
Absolutely.
So just under 7 minutes to go. North Carolina State currently leading the Wildcats 4-2.
And it will be Matthew Gorgetti.
I believe it's Giorgetti.
Giorgetti. That's why I said it. So questionably Matthew Giorgetti.
Affectionately known as Yeti for a lot of the guys on the team.
Yeah, so Yeti comes on the field to help the defense. He is also a freshman D-mid that occasionally takes some face-offs. 2 wins on the season so far.
Got himself an assist on the year as well. I always love seeing the freshmen come in and make an impact, even if it's not huge on the stat sheet. You can always tell, and a lot of these guys are playing in a defensive midfield position to earn their minutes. And you're seeing that from a guy like Yeti.
And every minute on the field for a freshman is an eternity, really, and it helps the growth of that player so much.
Absolutely, as Giorgetti just helps cause a pass sail over the top, and you see the impact right there. You're not going to see that probably as a cause turnover on the stat sheet, but I'm counting that in my eyes. That was pivotal right there to help Kentucky get possession.
No, absolutely. Is who else but Yeti has the ball here, and he'll get an easy clear here. Clear here.
When Ty scored a goal to tie the game, I really missed out on saying Ty ties it, Ty scores to tie it. And Ty Corbel ties it up, you know what I mean? I feel like it could have been cool, but we don't. That's why we're here, not on ESPN yet,
Yeah, and the Wildcats trying to get possession there, but unfortunately NC State gets it. And now we still have number 41 on the field, and I have yet to find out who this man is.
Can you text Peyton?
I'm going to text Peyton.
You should text Peyton.
Well, I'm working camera, so.
Well, you work that camera, and you're working that camera, but, you work that camera, I wish that you all could have seen the face that he just gave me. Goodness gracious. NC State with the shot attempt. Good job by Connor France to put a stick in front of it. as he floats it up to Wilson. Caden Wilson pressured by Hodgson. Goes right back to France, who flips it to the other side. And it's Moros to Gazaldo. And the speed is too much as Gazaldo finds his way inside, dumps it off. And an extra pass goes in. The shot hits the bottom corner of the front pole. And it will be North Carolina State ball.
A lot of stoppage there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure for a second right there what the official call was going to be, but it'll be in the favor of NC State. It's number 45, Dylan Kesselring, who flipped it back to the goalkeeper, Peterson, and he gillies it down the field to number 11, Garrett Stallings.
And now not a lot of panic movement from the Wolfpack. Actually, the guys back there by net not moving at all.
Yeah, you know, I mean, they're up right now, so as long as they're taking up time on the clock, they're going to continue to be in the lead, but the pass sails way out of bounds. So Ty Corbel will scoop it up for Kentucky. Steps just inside onto the field of play, and he is doubled by Hodgson and A.J. Ahart. Big red. Jacob Feltner now with it for Kentucky. He's working his way up the sideline, gets over the center field line, and gets a safe pass off to Evan Rackmeal. Good job by Jacob Feltner on the clear. Did exactly what he needed to do on that one.
I mean, that's a clear-cut case of doing what you need to do and getting out the way.
As the pass there sails over the top and out of bounds. So this one will end up right back in the Wolfpack possession.
And we still have no update on number 41, Peyton.
We're trying.
Peyton has left me undelivered for a solid 5 minutes now.
Well, that's okay. You can ask him. He's right there, you know. No, we don't want to distract him while he's in the game.
Yeah,
you know?
I was about
feel
to
like that's
say.
probably. Hey, Jamichael, you playing tonight? If anyone knows that video, then you truly understand. But if you don't, I ain't going to explain it. NC State really
taking
playing
another
slow, seriously.
long possession.
But Kentucky
here.
isn't pressuring them whatsoever as we set right around the under 3-minute mark in this third quarter. Mason Pugh driving inside, stick in the right hand, fires it, but slammed to the ground.
Chase Moros took that hit like a champ, and now he's back up.
Yeah, he did. And Giorgetti, and it's actually Wilson now who has it for Kentucky. He lost it, able to pick it back up. Wilson trying to find a pass to bail him out, and finds one. It's Gazaldo. Kentucky without the right numbers, but Gazaldo going to take it down anyways. And the ball gets batted out of his stick. That one by Matt Hart. And the Wolfpack will take it right back.
And the Wolfpack, within 2 seconds, actually gets it back on the offensive side. And
Parker
they're going for
Kitts.
a fast break shot, and it's no good. Too far to the left. I'm sure that's something that maybe NC State could have used the shot clock there.
Yeah, you know, Parker Kitts said, why not? I'm going to go for it. And I respect the hustle, to be honest, as the shot connects there for NC State.
That's number 29, Zach Berg, with his third goal of the game. That puts him at 17 on the season.
And that actually ties him now with Connor Hodgson for most on the year, 17 apiece, leading this NC State squad. So the Wolfpack go up 3.
Zach Berg, 6'2", 195 from Raleigh, North Carolina, representing his hometown team.
You know, we had a lot of guys last year on this Kentucky squad that were from Lexington. We would always talk about, you know, maybe them throwing out an all Lexington lineup this year. It looks a little less realistic.
No, but one thing about this North Carolina team is actually they have most of their roster from North Carolina.
Yeah, they could definitely put together that hometown squad. Although there are a few guys here who are crossing the wrong side of the trenches. A few dudes from Chapel Hill here, where obviously the University of North Carolina is.
Wow, and that miracle throwaway actually finds number 14, Parker Kitts.
And a pass attempt back over the top to Kitts was deflected by Chandler Newton.
And here goes
Connor
Johnson.
France. And he's got nothing on the offensive side to really work with. NC State doing a good job at pushing out.
Dylan Johnson in warm-ups actually was using a long stick.
Yeah, you know, I asked him. I said, "Hey, Dylan, we gonna see you in some LSM today?" He said, "Goodness, no."
No, he said,
"Yeah, I'm
and
just
I
messing
quote,
around." Yeah.
I quote, "I'm just messing around."
I'm just messing around. And you know what? I appreciate the honesty.
And he's a very honest guy. I even asked him, "Hey, can I borrow that stick to hit Israel over the head with?" And he said,
yeah.
"Yes."
He said, "Of course." I wasn't on board, but my opinion clearly doesn't matter. Clearly. Zrackmeal for Kentucky. Surveying. Finds Spremberg. He goes one more to Gazaldo, who fakes the shot.
Number 41.
Skip pass over the top. Hits Rackmeal's stick, and his low bouncer ends up in the pocket of Lucas Peterson, who's had himself a stellar night, letting in just 2 goals through just about 3 quarters of this ballgame.
And by no means has those 2 goals been the only one coming his way. The
Goodness,
Wildcats
no.
lit him up in the first half. Not as much here in the second, but just as impressive for the goalie.
Just under 30 seconds to go in the quarter. Kitts skips it down, and the shot attempt.
But we have a whistle.
And an offsides call coming there from NC State. So this one will not count as France gillies it down to Gazaldo. Kentucky with the right amount of men, but Gazaldo slips it too far past Johnson.
But Wood Pierre still fighting to pick it up, and he does.
But that is the end of the third quarter as we move on to the final square here in Lexington, Kentucky, between the Wildcats and the Wolfpack. If you're joining us more recently, my name is Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava. We're bringing you Kentucky Wildcats lacrosse all year, including this game tonight, as well as, sadly, only 3 more games this year for this Kentucky squad. As this upcoming game on April 10th at Miami of Ohio, before their final game of the year against number 14 Liberty on the 18th. Now, between those 2 games, there will be a non-MCLA sanctioned matchup against Louisville for, obviously they have to play the Battle of the Bluegrass. You can't go a season without playing the Battle of the Bluegrass. So they'll have Louisville up in there as well. We've really seen this team grow a lot as the year goes on. The injuries to Bryce Mode, where he unfortunately is out for the season with mono, and it's horrible to say this, but he has to retire and unable to play in his final season. And seeing Brooks come out there and do what he did and win those games for Kentucky was huge. And now here we are, Connor France able to get back in net. He's having himself a pretty decent day despite the score. I mean, 5 goals through 3 quarters is nothing to scoff at. You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
So when you look at where this team has gone all year, you see, the adversity that they've faced. It's great to see that obviously they're still fighting, but, there's no end to that fight in sight.
Absolutely not. And I think we're going to take a quick little break here before the start of the 4th quarter. But before we do, Israel, I think I found that jingle.
You found me some jingle?
I think I found that jingle.
Sing it for me, baby.
AJ and Israel, they'll do as they will. Oh, my God, I lost it. I had it.
Oh, man.
No.
Oh, he fumbled.
No.
Oh, he fumbled.
Let's go to
I was
break.
ready to
Cuts
go
a
back
break.
and clip it. We're
Cuts
cutting
a
a break.
break.
We'll be
Oh,
back.
no.
Oh, no. All right, well, that quick break is over a little bit sooner than we expected, but the guys making their way back onto the field here in Lexington, Kentucky. My name is Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava. We have Elliot Moore from the Kentucky Wildcats at the center stripe against the sophomore Fogo Stone Hensley for North Carolina State.
Yeah, Stone Hensley with 22 face-off wins and 16 losses entering this game. Elliot Moore, though, 62 wins and 50 losses entering the game. But
yeah, both pretty impressive stats from these two Fogos.
Yeah, both above 50% on their success rate in in the face-off. And
Yeah, man.
wow, oh.
Tucker.
A push in the back there.
And good sportsmanship, though, there from number 29. Zach Berg understood that hit was a little bit much.
I'll clap at that.
I will always clap at good sportsmanship. You love to see
Absolutely.
it. As Ty Corbel able to jog off the field there.
And okay. If you're wondering why we just went, okay, it's exactly what you think. The camera going blurry and
a
unblurry.
little blurry there. You know, we're
Yep.
we're trying our best.
We're trying.
We're trying our best. As ball's in the top center of the field, it's David Agallo with it for the Wolfpack. Shot clock back set to a full 80 seconds. Sorry, Agallo for the Wolfpack. It's Kentucky with possession. I don't know why I said Agallo with it.
No, because it's actually Felix Williams with it now, and the
Kentucky.
Wildcats.
Yeah, Kentucky man up, working it around. It would be imperative for them to get a good shot here and cut this deficit. They only have so much time left, and they're working it around. Looking for a skip over the top.
See, and now they're getting NC State defenders to scramble
It's
inside, which opens up
Rackmeal
the lane.
Oh, man, and his shot stopped again by Peterson. An unreal night for Peterson in net. As now it's David Agallo with it for the Wolfpack.
Oh, and the Wolfpack loses the ball, but possession's still alive. They had a man in the back, number 20, AJ Ahart. AJ had a lot of heart to get that ball before it rolled out of bounds.
Listen, shout out the AJs out there. Shout out all the AJs, you know.
I didn't want to bring it up. But
No,
yeah,
you
shout out
should.
AJ.
Shout out all the AJs.
Yeah,
Shout out all the AJs.
You know, me, AJ Ahart, AJ, Andre Johnson from the Texans. He went by AJ.
Yep, he was pretty good. AJ Green.
AJ Green.
As the pass is intercepted there by Brady Knight. And he's working his way down the field, decides to shoot it, but it goes right back into the stick of Peterson. He loses it, though, and Johnson, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, sneaks it down low for the goal, and Peter Johnson cuts this to a 2-goal game.
Peter Johnson, you saw the upward fake there and then wrapping around left. Beautiful to catch Peterson off guard and get that goal in. That's exactly what you need. And plenty of time, 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter, two-point game.
Yeah.
It's anyone's. Yeah. It's anyone's here.
Seriously, I mean, it's impossible for someone to look at this game and say, man, this is over. So I'm excited to see how the second half plays out here as Clay Stambaugh goes for his first face-off of the game against Graham Herman. Herman comes away with the win and flips it back to Kitts.
And now NC State recognizing the situation that they are in and smartly electing to.
Yeah, only 3 guys on offense for him right now.
Yeah, only 3 guys on the offense, smartly electing to, calm it down and get everybody on the field, and also recognizing, hey, let's take the momentum away from the Wildcats. Let's slow this game down to the pace we want it and end it how it needs to be, which is with an NC State win again. Both teams, neither of them have a divisional win in the ALC. This marking a pivotal moment as possibly a trip to last place.
Caden Wilson knocks the ball loose there, able to scoop it up as well. Kentucky working again on the clear. And it's Wilson slipping past his defender. Finds Gazaldo at center field, but his pass gets bobbled around and ends up on the ground. Still fighting for it. Eventually scooped up by NC State. Pass goes over the middle. One more down low to Hodgson.
Oh.
Little bit too high, so he wasn't able to end up one-on-one with the goalkeeper. And we have a timeout here called by the Wolfpack. And we're going to take a minute here to adjust the lighting on this camera. It's getting dark out, and it's getting hard for you guys to see. So, unfortunately, you're about to see all these settings go through.
Yep.
But, that's the name of the game. You give us about a minute here, and we'll be right back.
AJ and Israel would do as we will.
All right, we are back in Lexington, Kentucky. My name's Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava. We are bringing you the Kentucky Wildcats versus the NC State Wolfpack, where Kentucky just snuck one in to cut the lead to 2 for NC State. But now the Wolfpack are working on offense to try and open this game back up a little bit. It's been a heck of a battle defensively. Both goalkeepers doing an amazing job. But, man, Lucas Peterson for NC State has been unreal.
Oh.
As a little worm burner there coming from Zach Berg slides right of the net. And there are the lights. And people can finally see out here.
Now we might have to fix
and
our
we
settings
might have
again.
To go
oh,
you know
my
what?
goodness.
It's good enough. It's good enough.
Gosh, the work we do here as
Berg working on Newton. Sorry, not Berg. It's number 23, Oliver Spey, working on Newton. Now it's Berg with it.
And Berg using
taking
the
Afredo.
Screen doing nothing as Afredo was there the entire time. And now Dylan Johnson working.
Oh, and there's an injury down on the
Mason
other side of the
Pugh.
field. And by the looks of it, it looks like some cramps. He's sticking that leg up in the air. It looks like he's got some cramps. So hopefully it's nothing serious for Mason Pugh. Oh, as he's trying to get up, but he can't put any weight on that right foot.
I'm going to fix the exposure a little bit. Let's just go down. What do you think?
I'd say go back up to the iris here.
yeah,
Well, you guys going to see a little bit how the inside works here. Pop the other way.
whoa,
Other way.
whoa,
Other
whoa.
way. Right.
I'd say
that's good right there.
Huh?
Yeah. No.
Oh, whoa.
Hey, right there. Right
yeah,
there. Right
there's
there.
good. Right there.
Right there. Right there. All right. Hit
Let's
back.
get
Hit
outta
back.
here.
We
Yeah.
want to expose our secrets. It's Pugh able to.
Yeah, my social security number is actually in there.
Seriously. Pugh makes his way off the field, but is greeted by Kentucky training staff, so hopefully they can get him feeling right. Hate to see injuries no matter what side of the field they are on. It's Oliver Spey pushing inside, shoots it with the right hand over the top. And Hodgson back there for the Wolfpack. He's working on Wilson. Hodgson turns inside and hits the top corner of the net for another goal for the Wolfpack.
And Hodgson's eyes never left that net.
Never.
He knew exactly what he wanted to do, work right around X from the left side, and then a little shot just in the top corner, get past France. And, man, the score now 6-3. NC State.
Yeah, and we got
starting to run away with it.
Yeah, and this battle continues here between Hodgson and Zach Berg for who is the leading scorer of this NC State team. Hodgson squeezes back out there with his 18th goal in the year. Zach Berg sitting at 17. Both of them have hat tricks tonight. So just 2 goal scorers for this Wolfpack squad, but they're getting all they need to done.
And now the faceoff is won by Wildcat Elliott Moore, and he's going to streak down the field.
Elliott Moore.
Move, but hits the deck.
Oh, no. Yeah. Elliott Moore lost it. Peter Johnson was unable to get it. But a little bit of a low bouncer on the pass there.
And Elliott
Took
Moore,
Stallings a second there to track it down.
Here we go. He had some room to take a shot, but decides to dish it to the left side, and now NC State.
And what were you going to say about Elliott Moore?
Oh, I was going to say that right there he had a chance to take a shot. He has taken 1 shot this year in that exact same scenario where he's streaking down the field, but he could have at least 4 shots on the year because multiple times there has been an instance where he was streaking straight off a face-off and decided to either pass it away or trip just like he did right there and did not get the shot. Wow, a loud check there.
As Spey pushing his way inside, but again dishes it too high over the top of the net. And, man, great effort there by Caden Wilson. Closest to that one as it heads out. So Wildcats ball in the alley. Wilson right over the top to Bates. One more from Bates over to Yeti. Giorgetti passes it down to Johnson, and Kentucky is now working. 70 seconds on the shot clock.
That's number 41 now with it working in X.
We still the nameless Kentucky Wildcat. We will avenge you, number 41.
To Mr. and Mrs. number 41, we
Seriously,
apologize.
We will avenge your son's name
Yes.
We will make it worth it.
And I will give Peyton an earful for not texting me back and telling us who number 41 is.
I know she's on her phone over there. I know she's got
She's
the time.
social media. Of course she's on her phone.
She sees the text messages. Rackmeal gets it to Wood Pierre, who comes in from the substitution box. Wood Pierre swims over the top of his defender, drives inside, but the bouncer hits down low too early. So Lucas Peterson didn't really have to think.
Man, and
a guy loses it. Peter Johnson with it. Back to Wood Pierre. And Pierre taking a beating right now. Hits the deck.
Gosh.
And a defender comes over the top.
Wood Pierre is taking more hits.
Timeout came from Kentucky there before Wood Pierre lost the ball. That's a good call by head coach Taylor McCown to get Kentucky in the right spot.
Wood Pierre took more hits in that one possession than anyone has this entire game.
Yeah, I mean, that was brutal. He took a few and then got tripped in at the end there. Unfortunate for Pierre, but I mean, it's with where we're at right now in this game, AJ. It's hard to look at this and say this is over. And we said that earlier, right, when it was 4-2 in the first half. But now it's 3-6. There's still 9 minutes left, but Kentucky would have to match their point total for the whole game in the next 8-ish minutes for it to really count.
Yes, absolutely. And that's such a tough thing to do, put an entire game's work into the final 8 minutes. But anything is possible if they can just reconcile with the slow offense that they've had this entire game. The turnovers in the second quarter did not help at all in their effort to get back. So if they can really tighten things up and get in close to the crease instead of working on the outside like they have been doing this entire game, I believe they can get back in it no problem. You know, Israel, I like to say, the sun is low, the field is long, but the game is wide open. And I believe the Wildcats are here for it.
I love that. I love every last bit of that. And I really do think that you're right, though, because when you look at games they've had previously this year, they've been able to make comebacks with more than this, you know, when being down more than 3 goals with just about the same amount of time left. So the only difference between those games is that Kentucky was already scoring a lot of goals in those games.
Yes.
Their offense was already moving quickly.
The pace was high.
The pace was much different than the pacing we're seeing of this game. I mean, 6-3 with 9 minutes left. That's pretty slow. Pittsburgh is the lowest scoring game that Kentucky has had this year, and that was a 9-8 win on a game winner from Ethan Byrne. And so, I mean, when you look at these situations, they're not common. And so Kentucky's just playing a little bit out of what they're used to tonight.
And when you look at the game here and the options you have to think, let's go to Peter Johnson. Let's go to Will Gazaldo. Let's find John Plosnock there.
Yes, absolutely. Felix Williams surveying, pulls it out to Peter Johnson.
55 seconds left on the shot clock. Wood Pierre, if he doesn't pass, which he does to Gazaldo.
No, I was expecting him to also take a dodge there. I know you were. Gazaldo gets it back. Pierre,
and here
top of the box, decides to give it up to Felix Williams. Williams likes his matchup with the short stick. Passes it inside to Pierre, who gets a body put on him. Didn't lose it yet. Eventually did. And now it's North Carolina working. The pass over the top from Matt Hart connects. And that one goes to Garrett Stallings, who gets it one more to Parker Kitts. Parker Kitts lines up a shot, gets it, and it goes just to the left side of the net. But NC State will regain possession. And look at that sunset, AJ.
I mean, it's beautiful. I wish that everyone at home could see what we're seeing instead of just a blob.
Instead of just a blob, I know. Fortunately, we don't have the camera capabilities with our single PTZ to be able to pick up stuff like that, although we might. Capabilities, PTZ.
Capability. Sounded Jamaican.
I'm not making any type of I'm
not
not imitating any type of accents of anybody, AJ.
No, you weren't. I was just saying
Thank you.
It actually sounded
trying to ruin my dang
much
career.
so. No,
trying to ruin my dang career.
I
do not. That's what I thought.
Oliver Spey fighting. He still has the ball there. Finally dishes it off, but the pass too far.
That one to Parker Bird, and Bird not really defended too hardly by Felix Williams.
Felix Williams has been putting in the work in these past 160 seconds, played that full offensive possession. Now he's been the main defender here on defense.
Less than 20 seconds on the shot clock for the Wolfpack, but they don't seem to be too worried at all.
No, if I'm NC State at this point, I could care less.
The shot down low is stopped by Connor France. And how many times Have we said that tonight? Connor France has been unbelievable in net. You know, despite these 5 goals, when you put it into perspective, if Kentucky's offense was clicking a little bit harder, Connor France might be looking at a winning game here in his first game back. It's Caden Wilson. Great pass over the top to Lucas Afredo.
And Afredo,
and under
usually a defender.
1 minute on the shot clock for Kentucky.
And here you see Lucas Afredo still on the field on offense, and now he's
he'll
just
make his way off. Yeah, it took him a little bit there to make his way off.
Yep.
But he got there as Rackmeal dodges, turns back to the left hand, pulls it out. Likes his matchup, though, against the short stick David Agayo, the senior defensive midfielder.
Yeah, you saw him prepping his little triple threat action,
and
there he goes again.
Yeah, he'll take it here from X. Gets the pass over the top, and the quick shot from Will Gazaldo bounces off the bar. And just unbelievable effort from Will Gazaldo to quick stick that one in. And the Wolfpack will take it back over.
Man, that post has seen some things in this game. That's the 3rd time now that it's been hit off a shot. 2 times from NC State, 1 from the Wildcats. Okay.
Trying to fix our headphones here. We can't get them to work.
We apologize for the in and out cuts you might be hearing, but it's the Wildcats trying to get the ground ball out of bounds, and it will be NC State possession still. 34 seconds left on the shot clock, just under 5 minutes left in the game. And if you're the Wildcats, you are hoping that NC State rushes this, or you can get a quick steal into a fast break score.
Yeah, and
time is running out to get back in this game.
But I doubt that's going to happen. You know what I mean? When you're NC State, you're obviously going to take as much time as you possibly can here. Schweitzer takes the pick and dishes it inside. But, yeah, NC State just doing everything in their power to take up the shot clock. 5 seconds left to go. Spey tried to dump it up top to Ahart. And a shot clock violation on the Wolfpack there. Picked up by Gazaldo. Kentucky with numbers. Dishes it back to Johnson. He goes one more. The shot, slips just to the right side and doesn't connect.
Man. And good on Kentucky for taking the shots that they are, because now is the time to just let it fly.
Yeah, absolutely. At this point in the game, you are just trying to shoot and get as many shots off as you possibly can. As Gazaldo slips in to get a sneaky takeaway on the ground ball. And Wood-Pierre. And now it's Corbel pulling his defender out.
Wood-Pierre with a great screen there to free up Ty.
Who gets it inside to Johnson. He turns, hits the back of the net, and Peter Johnson gets the hat trick for Kentucky.
Peter Johnson, last year's leading goal scorer, is now kind of closing the gap here with just under 4 minutes left in the game. The score now 6-4. Wildcats still in it here on their home turf. But, man, do they have a lot of work to do still with a little bit of time.
Yeah, just 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. Closer to 3 minutes and 40 seconds on the true game clock here as Elliot Moore lines up to face off against Graham Herman. Matthews, North Carolina native, 19 face-off wins, 16 losses before today's match.
But he has to go up against the Spring Hill, Tennessee native, standing at 5'10", 250 pounds, and he uses all that weight to win the face-off.
Gets right where he needs to be, positions himself perfectly, and picks up the GB.
And now it's Peter Johnson with the ball on the far side.
Kentucky desperately needing a goal here.
60 seconds left on the shot clock. Plenty of time, a minute. So much can happen in a minute.
As Brady Knight rips it, and it just slips past the net.
Brady Knight so far outside.
Yeah, I mean, a bit of an unconventional shot attempt with where we're at in this game, but I like it.
He was on target.
Yeah, and he got there as Peter Johnson tried to get it in, but the rebound from Gazaldo. Corbel with it. Lefty shot. And I have no idea what the call was.
I do not know what the call was there, but NC State will retain possession after the couple of shots from Kentucky, and it seemed like they had the rebound again, and they were most likely going to score on that last try, but just not meant to be, the referee sees, as now
Schweitzer.
Schweitzer has the ball, working against Wood-Pierre.
But he's going to pull it out. I mean, if you're NC State, you use your shot clock here. This game sits at about 1.5 minutes after this whole possession is up. You take enough time here, you're basically locking Kentucky down from even having the chance to cut this to a 1-point game. Driving inside and passing it way out of bounds there was Oliver Spey, who coughed it up into the possession of the Cats.
And you're going to see Jacob Feltner really rush to get that ball, recognizing that it's go time. 2 minutes, 22 seconds left in the game. Connor France with the ball, and he'll dish it to Caden Wilson.
The important part of these fast break opportunities is using the positioning of the guys who are already on the field, you know what I mean? As Lucas Alfredo finds Johnson, who gets one more over the top, and the quick stick doesn't go for Kentucky.
Now, if that
the Kentucky attackman looking for a penalty call on a push, but didn't get it.
Yeah, if that shot wasn't hard enough, NC State had 2 defenders on him, one of them actually hitting the stick of the Kentucky attackman, and that affected the shot just enough so that it was too far right.
A little flip over the top to Parker Kitts. And NC State
has a minute, and they can really hold it and force Kentucky to only have 46 seconds left after their possession.
But Hodgson, oh no. And a check there hurt everybody involved.
Yes.
That one came from Caden Wilson and landed on what looks to be Drew Schweitzer, the junior midfielder from Greensboro, North Carolina. Schweitzer able to get up under his own power.
So Schweitzer.
But his trainers are going to get onto the field immediately and check him out and make sure he's okay.
Absolutely, as they should. A lot of hard hits taken, a lot of away from the ball, even injuries here.
Yeah.
And both teams looking like they're just hoping the pain ends very soon.
Yep. Logan Bates will serve the penalty for Kentucky, who's man down now with a box-and-one formation, trying to prevent NC State from securing the win.
The good old box-and-one with 1:36 left. And this is really going to put Connor France to the test here. Again, his first game back from injury, 5 weeks since he's been hurt, now back. And he wants to win so bad, I know he does. He was fired up in warm-ups. He was fired up just before the start of the game.
And I mean, but oh, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off. You know what I mean? No. Okay, anyways, I mean, when you look at what France has done in net today, and just only think, man, if that offense was able to turn it on a little bit, France would have had himself a stellar day in net. As a push with possession comes there. And that one's on number 3, Tucker Davis. That one
me and
knocked
Israel,
Ty Corbel to the ground.
Me and Israel were having some conversations with fans at halftime, and we were saying how intimate that this
setting, the environment, the club sports environment,
and how you are really in it with all the fans. You can hear everything interact, and a perfect example of that right there as we just have to stop and giggle at what's being said here on the sidelines.
So Kentucky, and I stand corrected,
man down for 30 seconds is the call against NC State.
Yeah, so Kentucky still man down with possession for about 30 more seconds. That'll put them at about 15 seconds at full men. Plosnock gets it down into X. Williams to Gazaldo. Tried to slide it underneath, but couldn't connect the worm burner. So Kentucky.
I prefer the term roller.
No one uses that.
Roller.
Felix Williams. Felix Williams has the ball in the alley for Kentucky.
They see me rolling.
Do they?
They see Felix Williams rolling closer and closer to the crease.
I didn't like that one as much as I've liked other ones that you've done in that manner. Williams to Johnson. Tried to hit the top left, and the ball gets stuck in the fence.
Man, that just shows the power that Peter Johnson has behind each and every shot he takes.
And a timeout there called by Kentucky. Head coach Taylor McCown like to have a chat with his squad. 30 seconds left to play in this one. And we're going to take a short break here before this last bit of action. Once again, my name is Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava. Welcome back to Lexington, Kentucky. My name is Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava, where the Kentucky Wildcats are currently down 6-4 against the NC State Wolfpack. About 30 seconds left to play in the game. Kentucky has possession.
But Kentucky has to rush it.
Yeah, needs shot desperately as Gazaldo tried to fire it, but it was deflected by the NC State defense. Kitt's trying to end this one as he passes it off and then gets it back and then loses it. Caden Wilson picks it up for Kentucky, working his way down the field. 10 seconds left to go. Kentucky needs it. Caden Wilson nearly tripped up, looking inside. Needs to shoot, but is de-twigged, and last seconds play out here as Kentucky falls in a tough loss at home to NC State, 6-4.
Man, both teams fought so hard this one. Like we said before, on the line was the first divisional win in the ALC for both teams, and it will be the North Carolina State Wolfpack now ending with a record of 2-7, 1-6 in the ALC. The Wildcats now 2-7 and 0-7 in the ALC. That'll do it for this one. The final score, 6-4. Man, what a game it was, Israel.
What a game.
What did you see?
What a game indeed. You know, what I saw was stellar defense on both sides. And it's hard to look at this game and say, man, you know, Kentucky didn't play well. Because defensively they did.
Yes.
When you only allow 6 goals, no matter against, really no matter who it's against, this is a team that has scored, even in losses, 11 goals, 10 goals, 11 goals, 14 goals in their win. Like, this is a team that scores a lot. And so, unfortunately, obviously Kentucky wasn't able to scrape it out, but it was strictly on the offensive side of things. This defense played pretty damn well, and Connor France was the anchor of that.
Absolutely.
Connor France was the reason that this wasn't a blowout. And so, really great performance by him, but it's just tough to see this one end the way it did. Kentucky heads to Miami of Ohio on April 10th to face off against the Red Hawks at 6 p.m. That is their next matchup, so won't be with us for that one, but we'll be right back here on the 13th where the Wildcats will face off against the Louisville Cardinals in the Battle of the Bluegrass. We're going to take a quick minute break here, let the teams talk it through. We're going to try and get a quick post-game interview here with Peter Johnson, and we'll be right back in just a minute. Once again, my name is Israel Schill alongside AJ Nava.